you remember the beginning of Titanic, when they open up the safe, they find nothing but wet paper.
Look.
Oh my God.
I think we just got a little bit luckier.
Tengo que ver al ministro. Es sobre Atlantis. El barco que han encontrado los americanos sea nuestro.
La Fortuna del siglo XVIII.
Eso es el mayor tesoro submarino de la historia.
What is Spain gonna do? Sue me?
Jonas Pierce, el mejor abogado del mundo en derecho marítimo.
I'm here to claim a treasure in the name of the Kingdom of Spain.
You're obsessed with Frank Wilde.
He's a pirate!
Cuidado, cuidado, cuidado!
We need to neutralize that old grouch.
Watch out!
I wouldn't like to see you sink like that ship.
This is more than just a piece of gold. This is a dream.
Boom, there you go. That is the trailer for La Fortuna coming to AMC Plus on January 20th and already available on Movie Star Plus. And as you see on the screen, I'm super delighted, super honored to have my man, Clarke Peters. How are you, sir?
Very well, Patrick. Very well. That was a lovely intro, mate. Beautiful.
Thank you so much. And I also have to give you another bit of thanks. As a young actor, I'm now in my hosting game, but I still do a little bit of acting. But I was a background player for The Wire years ago. I worked all of the last season, a little bit of the season 4 before going into season 5. But as a young actor, you know, it's very instrumental to, when you're working on set, to watch and learn. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get, oh, you're just a background cat. Nah, background is where a good place to get started, see how the set moves, and watching brilliant actors like yourself. I don't think I got a chance to meet you on set. I'm trying to remember all who I encountered. I met a lot of amazing people. And that's why I just wanted to give you a quick shout out, because now that, you know, as I've gone since The Wire and I encounter other former Wire actors, you know, I got to show love, because it's watching your brilliance that helps form me into who I am as an actor and as a person. So I just want to give you a shout out there real quick.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you very much. And keep on growing. And don't forget to pass on the baton to the next one.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yes. Beautiful.
So I last saw you on The Five Bloods, going for treasure yourself on Netflix. And so now here you are shutting people down as Jonas Pierce, the world's best maritime attorney in La Fortuna. Can you tell me a little bit about how this role came to you?
Well, first of all, you know, I completely forgot about the premise of Five Bloods, that we were also looking for treasure. That's a real good hookup, man. That's really nice. But we were on different missions at that point in time, you know, and different motivation. This came to me because my agents asked me if I'd like to do this, you know, and in looking at that script and looking at his argument and what needed to be said, it resonated with the truth inside of me. And I said yes, you know, and fortunately, I was working with a wonderful director, man, Alejandro Amenabar. I mean, just, you know, generous, loving, wants to try things out, you know, just the best, you know. So that is what kept me there, knowing after a conversation with him, because nowadays, the script comes, I'll read it, I'll say whether I want to do it or not, and then I'll have a Zoom conversation with the director, you know, and if we vibe, we vibe. If we don't, then, yeah, well, I'm sorry, man, you know, I'm busy, you know. But with Alejandro, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get into the arena and tell the story with him. Yeah, so that's what got me there. That's what got me here.
I love it. I love it. And just the character in regards to, you know, you're wanting to give culture back, and you know, which I think is, as a person of color, I find very interesting, and with this film, kind of being spearheaded in Spain, and the message that it's going to now bring, and we're going to get it here now in the U.S. I was watching another interview with you, and your choice of now some of the roles that you choose and things that speak to you. Do you think this film could have been made in like the US and just kind of like what we're talking about with like some of the themes here? I don't think so either. And that's why I'm like, I love that this film is coming out, and shout out to AMC Plus for putting this out here to just, I just love this, especially as a person of color, and just because to me, culture, I think for both of us is very important to us, and giving back.
It's what we have to do as actors is, number one, recognize that gift is a gift. Number two, that it is a gift that should be used, for the benefit of the viewer, for the public. You would like it to fill your bank, but sometimes it ain't about your bank. Sometimes it's about, in this instance, the misappropriation of cultural heritage. As people of color, when we see this happening to any underdog, it resonates with us. It can't help but to tweak your strings. Whether it's Hollywood depicting Native American Indians as looking more European than looking more like you or myself. The subtle message that gives is a lie that sets up the premise for more lies in the individual, and until it gets to a point where they're challenged. And by that time, the individual's trying to hold on to what they believe is the truth. And then we find ourselves in a point of conflict that is totally unnecessary. So in this instance, to champion the cause of Spain, I felt like I was championing the cause of the Benin bronzes. I felt like I was championing the cause of Egypt, of my indigenous brothers in America. We still don't know about the huge culture that was there, prior to some Europeans showing up, or in South America. These are ancient lands. You didn't just show up here in 1492.
Valid.
So it's the older I get, the more I want to look back. And the more I want to look back, the more I want to share it with those who are coming up behind me, so that you have a broader point of view of the world that we live in, that we inhabit, and not just historically, even just as a human being, the powers that you have, are enormous, and that, there's a reason why somebody was able to walk on water. There's a reason why someone was able to put their hands on another person and heal them. Is this just some fantasy in somebody's mind, or could this be? I suggest that you explore the possibility of it being. So the next role I would love to have something that speaks to that aspect. The past couple of jobs have all been sort of political or historical. I'd like to go into something more spiritual. Okay. If all illnesses begin in the mind, maybe all healing begins in the mind. So yeah. What do we back in the 70s, I think one of the catchphrases was that a mind is a terrible thing to waste. I think that whoever coined that phrase did not really realize the extent of the power of the mind. They were just speaking academically. They were not speaking about, you healing yourself, you helping your neighbor, in a righteous way. Yeah. Anyway, I could go on and wax lyrical.
I can listen to you all day about that. Ooh, you just dropping knowledge, man. I'm still learning from you. Still learning while feel like I'm still sitting on set. Just watching you do your thing. Brilliant. So let's talk about just some of the amazing actors you got to work with. Again, another great ensemble. Stanley Tucci, Alvaro Mel, some of these young this Spanish cast that you got to interact with. Can you talk about working on set with these guys?
Oh man, just wonderful. First of all, working with Tucci was I had to get over myself because like it was Stanley Tucci. You know what I'm saying? But the two other actors, the two Spanish actors. The first one, Alvaro, was not an actor. He was an influencer on Instagram. And playing with this kid, just watching, figure like I'm just going to go for it, was the most rewarding thing to see, because he reminded me of myself just trying stuff out, just try it out,
Yeah.
And I was glad to be there, in that respect. And Anna Polverosa, God, she, I think the three of us made a bond that'll last for a long time across culture. Yeah, across cultures, and what we have in common is that we're artists, and that's what that's what we talked about. That's what we spoke, and being in Madrid for the first time, my wife came on over there with me. I have some friends there. Seeing the culture of Spain, sharing it with them, seeing that this is the culture that brought these people out. I mean, I love all that stuff. I love all that. And I recognize it as a blessing. Thank you, Lord,
Amazing.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful cast, and would love to continue telling that story again, Alejandro, sitting with Alejandro,
Yeah, I was talking when I was talking to Alvaro last week. Like, I know this is kind of it, but I think this ensemble there's more stories to tell, and especially with your character of Jonas Pierce. Like, I could see more. Like, can we have some? I want more than these episodes. But I know you're steadily working. You putting in, man. You did Foundation this past year. The Irregulars. You got a rack to just work. You just working. To stay on Fortuna real quick. For the people that are checking this out, and we're highlighting your amazing work on it. What do you want to tell people about La Fortuna and why they should check it out when it drops on January 20th on AMC Plus?
Well, when it drops on January the 20th on AMC Plus, what you want to be prepared for is not just a good story, but also the nuances of politics underneath it. You want to be aware of being schooled in some European history and seeing how that affected the rest of us, over the next 300, 400 years. What you want to keep an eye on is my closing argument. You will want to keep an eye on that. These are words that are put together by Alejandro Amenabar and myself in this closing argument. And I think for me, this is the crux of this piece. This summarizes the whole thing. So you'll get a history lesson, you'll get a legal lesson, you'll get some comedy because there's some comedy in it, and you'll get a lovely love affair as well, so it's got all the elements that a good show should have. January the 20th. There you go. AMC Plus.
There you go. And you totally shined. And again, continuously learning from a legend like yourself, sir. And just, man, just all the body work, and you just keep going at it. And, us young guys, we just trying to keep up. We got a lot to learn from you, and you're just doing amazing work. Is there any other projects that we just want to show a little love line on that we can expect to see you on past La Fortuna?
Yes, we have, what's coming up now is I Want to Dance with Somebody, which is Whitney Houston's biopic. that'll be hidden. When does that drop? That drops sometime in the autumn. You've already mentioned Foundation, so everything else is going to be pretty much probably local. You might be able to catch it online. There'll be some concerts that I'm doing for the BBC, some radio work that I'm doing for the BBC over here. And I'm pretty much taking it easy because I've had a really blessed 2 years. And I think it's time for me just to catch my breath before continuing the race.
Oh man, but you're killing it, and you are definitely, us young boys are trying to keep up. You still got that motor in you, my man, and I love it. And thank you so much for what you've done, and you're continuing. You inspired me just now with this interview and your brilliance on Lord Fortuna as Jonas Pierce. This was a lot of fun. Check out my man Clarke Peters. I'll have his links, information so you can check him out online, and check out La Fortuna when it drops on AMC Plus on January 20th, as well as on Movie Star Plus right now. Clarke Peters, thank you so much. This was a great time.
Thank you, Patrick. You have a blessed day, brother. It's been good talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, cool.
How you doing, Patrick? You good?
I'm well, sir. Thanks again for giving me just a little bit of your time today.
You got it. Where you want to keep talking?
Cool. So